1.
You're not doing the countdown. He is.
Just leave the music to us.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? On to another episode. This is episode 6, the Player Matchup Podcast. You already know the vibes. AJ Mondo joined again by Howie.
What's up, it's your boy Howie, aka No Room in the Condom, you know what I'm saying?
BTV.
What's up? What the fuck did you just say, Howie?
And
Yeah.
Kasson.
I'm feeling Rip Paragon. So,
And this week, not much happened. Ain't gonna lie to you, not much happened this week. So, we're trying something a little different. We got a little something extra spicy for y'all. Today, we're gonna go through...
Coronavirus is making this world boring.
Yeah, not a lot going on outside. But we all brought a little piece of news, and this is the best we could do for what happened this week. Recently, somebody took to Twitter and expressed how much they did not want a fucking Saints Row 3 remaster. And I kind of agree with them, because I don't think I wanted a Saints Row 3 remaster. I don't know if anybody
I thought they
actually
remastered it already.
I thought so
they did
too. It was I think it was actually the fourth one that they remastered.
Yeah, all the same shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure 4 and 3 are on there.
The
Come
Saints
on.
Row official Twitter responded to them and said that a new Saints Row game is in development at Volition, and the Saints Row 3 remastered is being done by some company called Sparasoft. I've never fucking heard of them before. But are you guys excited for a new Saints Row game?
Yeah,
I don't know.
if it's on a new engine and they just go at it differently, because Resident Evil, or no, what the fuck, Saints Row 3.
I got you.
Saints Row 3 was a good game. 4 was another 3. Then they got Gat out of the Hell and all this other shit. It just
Yeah.
I don't know
see
how it was
something new.
another. It was another like type 3 type game.
yeah, I want
Power.
to see a new engine with new combat, new everything.
I mean, what they gonna do new though?
No,
Like
they
you
can make
said,
it, they can make it
new
feel
penis?
new.
Yeah.
New penis guns?
Yes, new dicks. We're gonna be able to fight with a whole bunch of new dicks.
The penetrator.
Yes. Percolator.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
What?
Yo, that,
It was a
that
double
was a funny game mode for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that shit was fun. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited for a new Saints Row game. I want to play and create a character.
This shit was raw as hell. Like, Saints Row 3 is next to 2 is the best one.
I think
I like 3.
I think 3 was fun. It was a lot of fun when I first played it. It's one of the better like co-op experiences you could have, especially at that time.
2 was fun too. They had like futuristic shit in there, too, like the tanks and shit.
I think 2 was the perfect balance between like the wacky shit and the
Yeah,
seriousness of the first one, or undertone seriousness of the first one.
because in 3
Yeah.
you just become like a superhero, basically collecting like power ups and shit.
Well, no, 3 was the one where
Trying
you
to
was like where it got ridiculous. 4 was
Yeah,
the one
3 is
where
on.
you
Yeah, I'm saying
Four
3 is
is-
the one where
four is
you
the
collect
one you
power
have
ups and
power.
shit, trying to turn into a superhero.
No, 4 is the one where you collect power ups.
Oh,
Yeah,
But 3 was equally as ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking fighting aliens or whatever near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
It was fun, but
Like, Saints Row 3 is to me was way
September.
more fun than GTA 5.
Where do you go after it? I love how they're like completely ignoring Agents of Mayhem, like it didn't happen. You're just
It
going
didn't?
straight into
I don't know what happened. So
But
it didn't
Agents of
happen.
Mayhem wasn't even that bad though. From what I
Wasn't it that,
Did
that was
you
that game?
play it?
That's that game with Terry
I didn't
Crews,
play
right?
it, but you know.
That was that game with Terry Crews, right?
Saints Row 4 had Terry Crews in it.
Crackdown.
Oh, it's
actually.
Crackdown.
Crackdown had Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong game.
That's my little news tidbit, little fact of the day. Terry Crews Crackdown. You know what I'm saying?
We all know that, Howie.
We knew that.
But
was-
these people watching it know. You know what I'm
He was
saying?
actually in Saints Row 4 because the character that they brought back for Saints Row 4, the actor for that character died. It was Michael Clark Duncan was the character. He was in-
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Terry Crews to replace him.
Who?
I
What?
forget the character's name.
He was one of the old gang people, right?
He's like the classy nigga with a suit on. Let me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Let me see.
I don't know his name though. He was in that flashback with that wrestling guy. I forgot his name.
Flashback with wrestling.
Yeah, when we go like you do flashback, and you like going through this fucking like dream state type thing, and it's with the wrestling guy who died.
Oh no, you thinking about Keith David? That was Keith David's character.
Oh yeah.
A Benjamin motherfucking King is the name of Terry Crews' character.
Yeah.
But it was Michael Clark Duncan before. I think he was in Saints Row 1.
Who?
Benjamin King, Terry Crews' character.
Benjamin King. Isn't that like the boss?
No, it's not the boss. The boss was Julius.
The boss is you. I thought the boss was
No, the first game was Julius.
you.
Voiced by Keith David.
And they bring him back.
Yeah, but in Saints Row 4, Keith David plays himself.
Yeah.
Keith David as Keith David.
Who made Saints Row 4? THQ?
Volition.
That wasn't THQ.
I think they made all of them.
Yeah.
I like to see them go back to Saints Row 2. Like, go to that style. Tone back the ridiculousness a bit. And just...
gang shit.
Yeah. How about that gang shit?
Yeah, I thought it was dead ass perfect. Like these.
It was still
ridiculous.
like a cross between Wacky and GTA.
Yeah.
It was the perfect balance. And in Saints Row 3, it was just like fuck that balance.
We just gonna throw a bunch. It's gonna be lights. It's gonna be flashing shit. Y'all niggas gonna like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna like this.
Enjoy this.
Throw a couple dicks in there too.
I think it was just the story of Saints Row 2. I think that's what grounded it a bit more.
Yeah,
3 was fucking 3-year.
Saints Row 2 was
become the
still
gang leader in hopes of becoming the president.
And a more believable side of the comedy with the shit, right?
Yeah.
But like 3, just nigga, they had you could beat people with a giant dick. Like, come on, bro.
One thing that was also really cool about 2 is each gang had its own storyline. So it was like you experienced a different story when you played whatever gang missions to try to overthrow that specific gang. 3 just blended them all together.
I forget the name of the area, but I think it was like near some college looking area in Saints Row 2. I swear that place would always fucking have gang wars going on.
Yeah, it was just crazy shit going on.
It's like, all right, I finished. I cleared out this little gang fight going on. I leave. I gotta go back. It's like immediate.
Another one.
These fucking college kids.
Another one.
But that's what I brought. DTV. What piece of news interested you this week?
You guys know how they announced that the PS5 backwards compatibility gonna have the top 100 PlayStation games?
Yeah,
I did not hear that.
I did.
But like, he was the lead architect, Mark Cerny or whatever his name is.
Crazy Eyes.
Did you
Yeah,
find
that crazy motherfucker. Yeah. But it come out that he kind of just worded it wrong. It was that
what
they've tested when he announced it that the top 100 PlayStation games, those are the ones they just had tested and confirmed to work on the PS5.
So
but now,
more or less,
PlayStation, the official PlayStation UK magazine, they were talking about, they clarified it, and that there's gonna be close to 4,000 games backwards compatible with the PlayStation 5.
I like
launch.
How far does the backwards compatibility go?
I'm guessing just for PS4 titles.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of a little disappointing. I mean, I'm happy that PS4 games will be backwards compatible, but one thing I really hope, which I don't think they've said yet, is they need to make it digitally backwards compatible too. A lot of people don't have physical games anymore.
I mean, yeah,
it would be.
Okay. It would have to. It have to be like the PS Now shit.
Yeah, but I'm disappointed a bit that there's no backwards compatibility with PS1 or PS2. PS3 is understandable because they decided to act like a bunch of whack jobs when building that machine. But PS1 and PS2, like, I want to play Rascal again.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
I want to play Mod Nation Racers.
Oh yeah, that was
that's a no.
Remember that?
That the PS3.
Yeah.
Mod Nation Racers.
That was on Vita too.
Oh yeah.
It's the same fucking exact same game.
The Vita fucking
forgot about that. Was like Little Big Planet, like racing game.
Yeah. And then they made Little Big Planet Racing, which ripped off that game.
I completely forgot about that fucking game. Jesus Christ.
Mod Nation Racers.
I don't know about Mod Nation Racers, bro. was a shit. To play, I used to go to Best Buy and play that demo all day because I couldn't get the game.
One thing I'm hoping, DTV made a joke about this earlier, that I hope out of this 4,400 of them aren't fucking sports games.
They probably are. Madden 11, Madden 12,
Madden 13.
Madden 14.
God, that humanity.
At 4,000 games is a lot of games. I didn't even know I had 4.
A lot of them will be just digital, like not digital, just like those download only ones.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of indies and stuff, which is good because it sucked for it's like now they have to pay more money to get this games on the system.
One thing, I understand the indies being on there, but one thing that has to be a priority for them is all of their exclusives have to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, I think that's what they meant when you mentioned the top 100 games. I think they would go through the top 100 games first, which would probably end up being their exclusives.
Yeah,
like they'd want to make sure Last of Us and like Horizon and all that shit works first before FIFA 11 or whatever.
Imagine buying a PS5 and you want to play like say Spider-Man, like you bought a PS5 and Spider-Man for your kid and it doesn't work. Like what the fuck?
That's tough. Spider-Man was a great game too.
It is.
Yeah, I've been calling up Xbox on the spot.
Yeah, I like to make a return.
Just swing around the city. Wait, Xbox.
Yeah, I want a new system.
I'm gonna pull up that PS2 and make him play Ultimate Spider-Man. He good.
You wanna get Halo?
No.
Speaking about pulling up, Howie, what piece of news did you pull up to this episode?
What piece of news? Let's see what kind of bullshit did I come up with on the last minute notice, because that's exactly what I did.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
This week in Resident Evil news. I actually want to report on something that it's not necessarily news from this week, but it is from this month. From Star Wars, from the comic book line side of things, the novel side of things, Disney decided to go forward with something that was once dubbed Project Luminous, that they now call Star Wars: The High Republic, which is basically set 200 years before Star Wars Episode 1: Phantom Menace. Where is the description? Okay, here you go. 200 years before the events of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, with insights from creators, new details, and never before seen concept art.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on, this is the wrong one. Shit.
Come on.
That 20 years later, where the Jedi is prosper. The Jedi are prospering. The golden age of the Jedi, basically. The hero, like the heroes are making themselves known to the people we know during the prequel era and the original trilogy. So this is about them. And this month, they actually found this was announced back in February, I want to say, right, DTV? So the news that I'm bringing forward today is they finally released the new characters' names. They brought forward concept art for these characters and explained the characters' names. And they're pretty dope. They have a female. I guess this is the main person they want. Because the first one right here, her name is Avar Chris. I don't know if that's it. And she's a Caucasian lady, a blonde lady with the green lightsaber. Star is the brightest, the most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations and never puts herself first. She is invigorated about life on the frontier and the challenges it brings, and is an inspiration for those who work with her. She's passionate, not dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself over others. Avar Chris is the best of the best. So, who does it sound like? I would dang.
Yeah. What is there other characters or?
Yeah. There's Kit Fisto's the green guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a guy that's from his race. Okay, Twilight. His name is Loden Greatstorm. Loden is a Twilight Jedi Master and is considered to be one of the best teachers in the Jedi Order. Strong and wise with a good sense of humor. Loden looks at every moment as a learning experience, always trying to better himself and those around him, especially his Padawan. And this dude has looks here like a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah. Those ancient ones. Those are supposed to be like special.
I don't believe Kit Fisto is Twilight.
Is he? I mean, that's what these Loden Greatstorm looks like.
Loden Greatstorm.
Does he have how many of them back
tentacles?
hair tentacle things? Yeah,
He
that's
got two. He got two.
yeah, they're not the same race.
Also, the fuck.
He is a
Two
Twilight,
got-
but
don't
Fish
kids
is-
still got like dreads?
yeah, he's like a fish man.
Yeah, fish man with dread.
He's a man in a fish suit.
Your manja fish.
They all look like men in fish suits.
Uh-huh.
The next character actually her name is Eve Tremis, and she actually has a double-sided green lightsaber,
That's
a
nice.
first. That's a first.
and she's a minority character.
Hmm.
Isn't everyone a minority in Star Wars?
Yeah,
That's
because they're aliens. The majority race
I
is
think
aliens.
the minorities in Star Wars are the droids.
What?
Yeah.
They got a lot of them though.
Yeah, but they're treated as like shit.
As they should be. Fucking
Wow.
filthy animals.
Oh wow.
That's what's up, though. They added another put a black Jedi in. That's not like.
Well, they always need one per series.
That's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean,
It's
that's
true.
I hope you don't.
true.
No more than one.
Let's hope he's not Ixnade.
That Mace, dude, they had the luck of having Samuel L. Jackson for the first one.
Yeah.
Oh no! Would Darth Vader count?
Nah, he
He's
turned.
not black.
He's not black. He's a white man. His voice is black.
I don't
But
know.
James Earl Jones is
That suit.
That's his voice.
That suit looking.
yeah.
That mask.
I think that's
Trent.
two different lyrics.
Key Trennis, her name. She's pretty dope. It says right here, Key Trennis is a young firebrand Jedi who leads to have a great future ahead of her if only she would believe it herself. Quick-witted and more impulsive than she should be, Keeve has only been a Jedi Knight for a few weeks and is a little starstruck around Avar, knowing many of the great things Chris has done in the past. She's determined to prove herself to Avar and the other legendary Jedi stationed on Starlight Beacon, but first she must learn to trust in herself as much as she trusts the Force. And this nigga, his name is Stellangios.
I'm looking at the picture and he has this similar like hilt style as Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Cross
Except
guard.
it's not vented though.
That's more common though in High Republic, I believe, because there's a
It's like
couple
an actual sword.
there's other art styles. There's other pictures that they put out that there's more than one Jedi that has a cross guard.
Because I know Kylo Ren's lightsaber is based on like an ancient Sith design.
Well, I guess it's
I didn't know that.
not Sith, which is the ancient design.
Yeah.
You know they always change the shit in the Star Wars universe.
Stellan Geos. All right, this guy looks raw. He looks pretty cool. He looks like a generic like captain type character, a leader like type dude. Let me see. Stellan is an optimistic and well-respected Jedi Master. Stellan came up through the Order with Avar Kriss, and although they are often on different assignments for the Jedi or the Republic, when the two work together, they are a powerhouse team of two noble heroes in action. Strong in the Force and a natural teacher, Stellan is currently stationed at one of the Jedi Temple outposts on the distant planets of Corrigan Vinar. So I guess he's a badass along with Avar.
The optimistic
Avar.
badass.
Avar Chris. Avar.
That sounds more, rolls off the tongue better. Sounds sexier. Then the last girl,
My Avar, not pronouncing it.
well, the last person is a girl, or character is a girl. Her name is Vernestra Vern Rowe. She looks pretty cool. She has a blue lightsaber. I like the color that they're going for, like with the
white?
character. Yeah, like white and
Gold.
They like
gold
white.
and shit. It looks really it's dope. It's pretty cool. This is right here. Vern is newly minted Jedi Knight. Vernestra Merillion was a Padawan to Stellangio. Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't know, nigga. I
Yo,
don't know how to say these space names.
Padawan to the guy we were just talking about.
More so than most others at her age. At 16, damn, she's young as fuck. At 16, she is one of the youngest knights in her generation. She struggles to fit in with the adults while also setting a good example for the younger Jedi.
Well, how old are Jedi Knights typically?
I mean, your Padawan, they're mostly Padawans through their teenage years, from what I remember, or from what I know.
Yeah, and they become a knight, like young adult.
Like 2024?
No, like 20, 18, 20, yeah.
Like I think Anakin was technically knighted at the age of what, like 19?
Yeah, he was young.
Like Hayden Christensen, like a grown ass man.
He was a young little
Alright.
shit.
I mean, I see the stubble, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, High Republic, look out for that shit. I know I'm interested because I read the comics for Star Wars. I prefer them over the fucking normal comics, like not like DTV, you know, because DTV likes fucking long intertwining series that you have to read 20 different fucking comics from Red Hood and another one from Batman. You understand?
This motherfucking bucket.
The DC comics.
That's for I for true do not like that shit.
DC comics be splitting off into different branches.
That's why I don't read any of that.
I fuck with DC, but like reading Marvel Star Wars comics, and even just Star Wars comics in general, like they're so good. But the Marvel Star Wars comics with like Darth Vader, Star Wars Darth Maul, fucking even I've been reading the Dark Side comics mostly, but I gotta read the like characters like Han and all this other shit. But they're so good because you don't have to read. There aren't that many events that like go on that trail off, because it's not like six different
to their own adventures, so they have to explain.
I mean, there's like 4 different comic books, but you know, they're different characters, so it's not that hard to fucking. It's not like that shit, you know.
It's not hard to follow.
Yeah.
This Vern character to me seems a lot like she's gonna be the main character of the comic. It's usually with characters like that where it's like, oh, they're the youngest of their kind, or the person who's kind of like out of the element more so than everyone else is usually the person that they choose to tell the story from their perspective.
I feel like she's gonna be written as like the point of view character, like she's just entering knighthood and shit like that. Like
that's what you were saying.
We're just coming to like see that.
I like this Loaded and Greatstorm guy.
I like his name.
I like his
That's a great fucking name.
Yeah, Greatstorm is a cool ass name.
He got a badass name, man. He can crack jokes, yo. This nigga.
I would follow that nigga into death. I even battled the straight death.
I don't know about that.
I would believe in the name that much.
If this nigga had a Tinder account, he'd be popping.
What?
Okay.
What?
What
you
is
swapping right for him? What are you doing?
Hey yo, who publishes the Star Wars comics?
Marvel.
So Disney.
Yeah.
Disney. Yeah. Fuck them.
They own everything.
When it
They
comes
do
to
that.
the comics, though, dude, like Disney, like don't give a fuck. They be having like Darth Vader doing some cool ass shit in the comics that I wish we would see on fucking big screen, bro. Like, that's why we need an animated Star Wars movie, like with Darth Vader and shit.
How you think some nigga in the suit can move like that? Like he be moving.
What does he do?
We need new stories.
First of all, in the movie. First of all, we'll talk about it later. First of all, in the comic books, he has a big he can't move. He's hindered a lot by his armor, but he still uses the like really strong with the fucking force, even though he's technically supposed to be weaker.
His force attunement.
Nah, I got my Vader strong as fuck now. But like that nigga, he uses the force to Jedi around and shit, basically. You know, like my nigga fucking. What's that nigga's name? Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah.
All the motherfuckers just fucking jumped out the room and us through a small ass door. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Did I did way out that bitch?
Exactly, bro. And that was the only point. That's the only time that we ever see that type of speed on screen. I feel like.
Yeah, they never use Jedi sprint or whatever like that again.
Yeah,
No.
they
There's a Jedi sprint.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers are sprinting quick.
Yeah, the niggas.
I believe it's time to make an exit, master.
Sprinting quick.
There's a lot of things they never do again. They never use their lightsabers like a fucking laser.
Yeah. Cause look up a clip of Jedi speed, and you'll see like why the fuck was this not used ever
Let
again?
me see this.
But then you realize why they never used it again, because it's broke as fuck.
Yeah, it's just overpowered.
But then you got that fucking what's his face? Fucking Palpatine over there, fucking the Red Flash, slicing niggas in half in fucking 0 seconds.
No.
Basically, Vader fucking jumps. He jumps. He's like a gorilla in the comic books. Basically, at first, when you see the picture from the comic book in the comic books that tell his story from early when he's just got the suit and shit like that, and he's becoming known to the Empire.
Yeah.
It shows him like how he moves around in combat and shit. Like he jumps around, he fucking well, I guess not Jedi, but he sits his way like around that bitch, you know, like
jibs and jives.
Yep.
That's broken as fuck.
You looked it up, that Jedi speed?
Yeah. That nigga ran away from the Jordan because mad.
Yeah, nigga just dipped on him.
That's some Super Saiyan shit, right? Like,
Book it, Obi-Wan.
Say less.
Vader, like in the comic books, do a lot more broke shit. Like he took on in one series that was kind of a crossover event, but it was like I said, it's super easy to follow. Fucking Vader takes on a whole fucking planet of Republic or fucking Resistance, or what did they call them? Nigga, Rebels. There you go, Rebellion. And it's raw as fuck because he literally takes on the whole fucking planet. Like in the comic, in the movies, you don't see that shit. He just takes on little children, kills little children. Like, come on.
Well, that's before.
Howie, have you read the comic where Indiana Jones finds Han Solo's dead body?
Wait, what?
That's a comic?
Yeah.
That is, yeah, they're funny.
What type?
He finds his dead body and discovers that Chewbacca is actually Bigfoot.
That's fucking hilarious. I need to link me that sucker. Is that? Yo, I'm interested as fuck.
Dude, that's
So, like,
fucking wild.
Does he find Chewbacca and the Chewbacca be like, Han, you're alive? Like, you know, like.
I don't know about that.
Yo.
Wait, so they're based off the same person? Or like, I'm confused.
No, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
It was just a joke thing.
Oh. Yeah.
Kassan,
Yeah.
what do you have to bring this week?
Okay. Today is Anime Day.
Okay.
So it celebrates the creation of animes, the ongoing anime that's out right now, culture behind it, the weebs like DTV.
Hell yeah!
That's just tell I'm a weeb too, man. Fuck it.
Does manhwa count as anime? Like, what's it called?
What the
like,
fuck is manhwa?
Yeah.
What is that?
Manhwa is Korean comics, Korean manga.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the same shit basically.
But it doesn't count as anime, Howie, because it's not even anime. So
it's not animated, but I don't know. I count it as anime. It's the same shit, really. It's animated fucking comics.
Like out of high school, or whatever. Like this shit is like.
That since that's on Crunchyroll, it's actually so that's considered an anime.
Are you gonna be doing anything special for Anime Day to Kassan?
I'm gonna be swinging my Genji sword outside.
That's not even anime. Hey, Kassan, do you watch anime anymore?
I don't. I remember last time.
So this was your topic.
Wow.
Hey man, listen. That's all I forget. Ain't nothing happening.
Okay, well, speaking about anime, there was.
Get past that song. You just tested your gangster, nigga. You just going like. You watch no anime?
Like I don't know. Like I guess I watch like I gotta get fucking Crunchyroll Prime. I don't have it yet.
We should watch that Left Near or whatever shit later.
Yeah, I want to watch
that.
That
sounds like some Niflheim shit.
It does sound Norse, but it's not. It looks really good though.
It looks
good.
good.
Animated very well.
So yeah, speaking about being animated very well, nobody say something because I'm fucking going to this topic. The new Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, came out this week, and I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I was talking a lot of shit about this movie before it came out because those trailers was not looking very good. The first trailer we saw was looking pretty mid. Like the animation quality was not really there.
What?
But as the more trailers came out, it started to look better and better, and I was really pleased when I saw the movie as a Mortal Kombat fan. More than anything, I like that they went with a very different storyline for this. I mean, it kind of followed MK, the original Mortal Kombat, and some of like the new Mortal Kombat stuff, but it looks like they want to create their own Mortal Kombat universe, which I enjoy very much. What do you think about the movie, Howie?
As a fuck's sake, hold on.
You stop
As
playing
a
those
fucking-
fucking games, Howie.
I'm not playing any game. It just popped up in my head like, fuck, I've been talking about Resident Evil way too much. But as a Mortal Kombat fan though, like, that shit was good, dog. Like, I from the get-go, when I saw the animation, it didn't really bother me because I thought it looked pretty good, like, at first. Like, it's just the the frames on it like looked off. Like at first it looked stiff, basically is what I'm saying, you know. But
Yeah.
watching the full copy of the film or the movie, like the animation was godlike, especially for the fights. Like they used that shit where it's like they clearly focused more on they put more of the budget towards like emotion in the fights and shit, the emotion in the ocean in the fights and shit, and like this shit was godlike. My favorite fight was possibly
Like, 'cause I feel like I want to see MK2 get some more love. In the original movies, they skipped MK2.
bro.
In Mortal Kombat Legacy, that YouTube series, we didn't even get to see MK2. Like, I want to see a live action or even an animated version of it other than MK9 or, you know, the original video game. I really liked them going on an adventure to Outworld. Like, I thought that was really cool.
One of the fights in the game were so fucking cool. In the movie were so cool, bro. Felt like we're like one fight that was leaked online, or not leaked, but that was posted like a day or two before. Well, he didn't fight. She got her running at that nigga because, and the velocity that she was building up, the art, like the art style of the movie is fucking god.
It's fast. The movie is very fast.
So Howie, you
Just
find
like
the movie
movies.
to be godlike?
Yes, it's a
Said
great
godlike.
For the third time.
But it's good. Why y'all hating?
Is it good or godlike?
Godlike, huh?
It's godlike, bro.
I enjoy the movie. I enjoy the movie very well. I like it a lot. It's like its pacing is very good. It's kind of like it starts off really like you know, fucked up because you get the oomph of it. You get it all.
Oh yeah, that shit was Scorpion.
Yeah. It starts off fucked up. Starts off really fucked up.
I think
After that, pacing was very nice.
I think that was honestly my favorite fight scene. Was the beginning when you see Scorpion just ripping through everybody.
I like the rage mode. It was
I like
nice.
I like how basically that shit is most of the beginning, like his son dying and shit was kind of his fault a little bit because that nigga got mad as hell and he got like he was in rage mode, like
he was distracted. So
he was on some Kratos shit like that. That's the thing I like that they made Scorpion in this movie. He's like the Kratos kind of the universe, like you know, like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It's dope. It's dope. I like that compared to like the 3D games where they depict them as like just some side nigga, like you know.
Yeah, in the original
in
the original MK storyline, pretty much after MK4, Scorpion is useless. Doesn't really do anything for the story.
Oh.
Like in the exception that he was in the story for that game, he was, I guess, the Elder Gods world champion, but then this random main character, literally this main Shujinko is like the main character. So this nigga at this later level, you have to fight that nigga and he kills him, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
That's not Scorpion, that's somebody else, but he just had the same moveset as Scorpion. I forgot what the character's name was.
It was Scorpion though, like
No,
literally
it wasn't Scorpion.
It was like a Scorpion with different color palette. I remember, bro. Like I think that was my shit.
Yeah, I remember it. He had the same moves as Scorpion. He did look a lot like Scorpion, but it was not Scorpion.
He even talked like
His own
Scorpion.
character. I forgot his character. Let me look up his name right now.
It's gonna be Scorpion. He's gonna say Scorpion.
Scorpion
But, like,
too.
Yo, the fucking the whole beginning part was fucked. Like when he
Yeah,
dies,
that was fucked up.
when he's like when he kills his son, and you see how fucking broken that nigga is right there at that moment. He just
Yeah.
wants to kill this man.
And
then
he does some gut shit by breaking on the fucking Sub-Zero ice.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, that shit. When he got hit with the ice blast, the ice ball, that shit fucking like it hurt at first, cause like it's ice. You get hit with that shit at full speed, that shit look like it hurt.
Yeah. I like the last fight too. The last fight is really cool.
Oh, between Scorpion and Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, yeah, it was a good fight.
That shit was glorious. All the Scorpion
I liked
fights.
it very well.
I think.
I really wanted
Every time-
Scorpion to
every
win
time
that.
Scorpion was on scene, he was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just
Violent
fucking
things
slaying
happening.
Like, he was a man of few words and just kicking ass.
Yeah, speaking of few words, Goro didn't say anything.
He only said like one word. He only said a few words, when he was about to he was whooping Liu Kang, and that's because Liu Kang was whooping on him.
He was beating Liu Kang's ass, bro. Like,
Liu Kang was kind of whooping on him too, though.
He only lost to a teleport.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, he lost to a shuriken through the brain.
Oh, Goro? Yeah, they clipped that nigga quick.
He pulled his skull out, nigga. Like he beat that nigga.
Speaking of that, in the last fight, she says the iconic Scorpion line to get over here, and then he fucking fatalities him, pulling his head off his shoulders with his skull on it.
Yeah,
burns him alive with the mask off.
That was sick. That was the only time he said get over here in the movie, but it was perfect. And Howie, I looked up the name of the character in Deception. His name was just Monster.
They didn't put much stuff into it, huh?
It was just literally called Monster. I'll link you the video. It's not Scorpion.
Anyway, they put a lot of attention to the slicing of body parts in the movie, bro. That shit was mad funny. Because I remember in the comic book like that too, from like MKX.
Yeah, it's very graphic.
Getting chopped in half.
I love that they kept true to the violence that's in the game. Like, it's ridiculous violence.
Yeah.
Like how we was talking about this thing, he got stabbed on the cheek and eyeballs popped out. It's like, why did his eyeballs pop out?
That shit was mad funny.
Because it's Mortal Kombat. That's why his eyeballs popped out.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at first, but I get it.
That's why I love Mortal Kombat, because it's not like it's always been a fucked up like series. Like if you look at it, like a lot of fucked up violence happens, but it happens to everybody. That's what makes it more like fucking dope. Like Johnny Cage just fucking murdered him in what is it, MK2?
He dies in MK3. Beginning of MK3.
Also, when Johnny comes on the screen, like, hey, when he finally fights,
yeah,
like how he does the numb punch.
Yes.
The Liu Kang scene was mad funny, but it was still pretty cool though. Whenever Liu Kang was fighting, it was.
Oh yeah. I want to know what that script looked like. What the fuck did it say on that page?
How'd they spell that?
Make Liu Kang noises.
Yo, so DTV, what'd you think of the movie?
I thought they could have done without the Liu Kang noises. They're like, all right, we're not in there.
That shit was mad.
That's Liu Kang. You gotta do that.
Yeah, when he was beating the fuck out of everybody and after he was dodging their bullets and he did the flaming kick on their ass. Yo, you know what was funny? There was one part when after he dodged all those bullets and he was piecing niggas up, he went to one guy, right? And it looked like when he did the bicycle kick, it didn't do nothing to the nigga. Like he was just flailing in the air to like distract him and then get behind him and break his neck.
I like that part when he dodged the bullets. That was a good part.
Yeah, he closed his eyes.
It
was hilarious.
It was. He's just in the middle of a fight. He just closes. All right, I'm gonna take a nap.
I don't know if y'all niggas noticed, but he basically DP'd this nigga.
Oh, I didn't see.
He DP'd. When he decapitated him and played fucking hacky sack with his head.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. With the fire fist.
The flame fist.
I like how they depicted Liu Kang as well in the movie. Like he's very naive.
He's young.
Yeah, like the shit he says to Scorpion, like he says some ignorant shit to Scorpion, bro. Like
some very ignorant shit.
Some shit where he wouldn't, where the Liu Kang that we know that's like more experienced or that we're used to, that's more experienced and is the fucking champion, you know, like.
Yeah. Like the Liu Kang from the games, he'll always give people like the benefit of the doubt. You know, he's like the super positive, cocky nigga. Yeah. But
Spawn would agree though.
Yeah. There's evil in everyone.
Yeah. Just like there's good in everyone.
Yeah.
No, there's not good in everyone.
I mean, it is. There's just sometimes the evil out.
What was it, Shinnok or whatever? Yeah, we had ruining whole lives.
Oh yeah,
like, he's literally the devil though.
He's the evil.
Hey, so where's the good in him?
Yeah, he just 100%
slaughtered this nigga's family just to have a war, someone to fucking fuck around with. Like really?
Oh yeah, I like this guy. This guy's good.
You guys, the only thing Sub-Zero said the whole movie was what?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you guys about that. Song and DTV. As people who don't really, know much about the MK lore, how do you guys feel about the reveal of like Quan Chi's betrayal to Scorpion?
I was surprised. I thought it was actually Sub-Zero.
Like this whole time you thought it was Sub-Zero who actually killed his family?
I thought, but I was thinking about like why would he do that? What reason would he have to do that?
Yeah. Well, they were at the time rival clans.
Clans.
Yeah.
But then again, you don't just go and eliminate a whole nother clan like that.
That's true.
Usually
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I think there's usually like a process behind it.
I don't know if you noticed though, but you can if you know how the story beforehand though for Mortal Kombat going into it, and if you paying attention to when the real Scorpion Sub-Zero pops up on the scene, you can tell immediately that that something was off about the original scene if you think about it.
Because
like
when he was the real one, he stopped Kano from fucking the tournament up.
Yeah.
Shooting niggas, right? Talking about we dishonored this, but while the nigga we saw at the beginning was
the fake one just waited for all his allies to die.
Which I find is very interesting because in the original storyline, Bihan is the Sub-Zero that is killed in the first Mortal Kombat tournament, and Bihan is not an honorable soldier. He's not. He's just that. He's a soldier, someone who follows orders. He cares about the Lin Kuei and the furtherment of the Lin Kuei, but he is solely obedient to the Grand Master. And he is not. I don't feel like he's someone who would have knocked Kano off that perch. Like the character that he is, he's not that noble. He would have just let Kano do whatever because
I don't think it's a matter of being noble. I think he just wanted to win and kill everyone.
But he didn't.
The
one in the movie wasn't trying to kill anybody. He said you dishonor the tournament, knocked him off, and he was gonna go about his way because all the niggas was dead, and then Scorpion went and attacked him. So that's why I don't know if that was Kuai Liang or if they're maybe reimagining Bihan so that Bihan was kind of honorable.
That's what I'm saying, because Bihan, they can make, because Kuai Liang was Sub-Zero was fucking always and in his fucking arcades and shit, always talks about how Bihan was even though he had his ass, he was an asshole, it was still his brother and shit like that. He saw, he still saw sides to him that no one else saw and shit, So that's he's still probably an honorable ass nigga when it comes to tradition, but just normally he's probably a dickhead.
Maybe. Well, I think if they're gonna do what I think they're gonna do, him being a little bit more honorable would make more sense as to why Sub-Zero would want to avenge his brother. Because in the original storyline, it's like, yo, your brother was an asshole, bro. And even in MK9, it's like he goes to fight Scorpion to avenge him, but then he even acknowledges that Bihan was kind of a dick.
Did wrong.
Yeah, and he understands Scorpion and he kind of forgives him. But I would see it would be harder to forgive him if his brother wasn't an asshole. If he was the guy he was supposed to be, the Sub-Zero that everybody's supposed to look up to in Lin Kuei. I feel like that would make for a better story.
Johnny Cage he treat in this movie.
Johnny Cage didn't do anything until the very end of this film.
But it was funny. It's funny because when he did do something, he was bodying everyone free. Nigga, it was top tier Johnny at the end, bro. Free.
Yeah, picking everybody and shit.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. All these fucking zombies, all these fucking demons and shit.
And you can see before he even starts fighting, when the boat left, you can see he obviously knows something about fighting. Because when he hopped on the logs to hop on the boat, it's that's something not a normal person would do.
Yeah.
Or a cartoon character won't do that.
It reminded me of Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was fucking with Shang Tsung. The way they were drawing Shang Tsung's face and shit, it was this nigga looks evil and heinous. He looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, it was really good.
He's not bothered about it until he was,
This is Warner Brothers Animation, which I think also did Jackie Chan Adventures, but this art style reminds me a lot of it, and I wonder if a lot of those same people worked on this movie.
Let me see.
I love the velocity of this film. I love it when anime and cartoons have that certain art style where it's going
velocity. Yeah, I like that shit too, nigga. That's why I like the fucking. That's Dragon Ball Battle of Gods. When he's fucking yelling and going out the fucking cave, that shit is the coolest shit in Dragon Ball.
But I'm not talking about the speed thing. I'm talking about when it looks like the art is a sketch and it's wild and going everywhere. For anybody who's ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and the second opening of Bloody Stream, when it's showing off the pillar men, and it's showing like basically how powerful they are. They just look all black, and it looks like this flare coming out of them.
Yeah, it's all of Kill la Kill is what you're saying.
You Kill la Kill
I've
like
never-
that.
I've
Look
never
up
seen
Kill la
that show.
Kill, and it's rough.
Kill la Kill
Yeah.
is anime. Is anime. Is an anime's anime.
Like, I love that, and it's showing you like there's this raw power being shown here, just raw anger and rage, and fuck, man, it's so this is so beautifully animated. The only thing that I think was a little bit rough with the animation is at the end when Scorpion and Quan Chi are fighting with their swords. That fight, not that whole fight, but that little part of the fight looked, kind of stiff. But other than that, I think all the other fights look great.
Yeah. The movie was good, dude. Like going. I feel like it's good enough for people who don't fuck with MK to watch and be like, yo, this godlike ass movie, you know?
Fantastic. I recommend anybody who's an MK fan or not an MK fan to watch it. But I just want you to understand, you're not an MK fan and you have questions. Yes, Raiden is a useless character. And 2,
He did something.
No, Raiden was cool in there because he had a sense of humor now.
He stopped Jax from bleeding out.
Yeah, after he got his arms ripped off. Where was he when he was
And he
getting his
can't
arms ripped
interfere.
off?
He can't interfere in the tournament. And that.
But even he said, but because right after, Raiden was like, I didn't know that, like I wasn't aware that the tournament had started because it didn't, and that's how he was able to interfere and like get Goro off of him. But why didn't he interfere? I understand he was talking to Scorpion or whatever the scene before. But the talk wasn't that long. Like where were you that whole downtime when niggas was fighting?
Raiden's a bitch.
Yeah.
Raiden, he's doing fucking Elder God things or mortal Elder God things.
What, doing his laundry? What's he doing?
Yeah. And the things you see in this movie are like everything else in Mortal Kombat. If you are seeing something that is Mortal Kombat related, it is canon to what you are watching. So if you see something in a game, it's canon to the games. You see something in a movie, it's canon to that movie. No other part of
there's
Mortal
no main canon.
Yeah, it's just
everything has its own canon.
It's all So don't think like if you see something in this movie, don't think that's the way it happened in the games because it didn't. Don't think it's the way it happened in something else because it's not. Or in the comics, it's all like kind of its own universe. One thing I want to know is how you guys are doing this week. How y'all been holding up through this coronavirus?
How am I doing?
Through this isolation.
Well, me personally, I'm doing. I don't want to say fantastic. I'm doing okay. At the moment, I fucking sprained my ankle because my goofy ass was being goofy outside, and I sprained my ankle. So
when are you not goofy?
Did you actually sprain it?
Yeah, I was walking towards to the deposit because yesterday, some shit happened, been going negative, and I had to go deposit some money in it. And then when I was walking, the bank door wasn't opening for Chase. When you put in your fucking card and shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't working, so I had to walk. I decided to go to the drive-through one. So walking late, it was like 9 o'clock, dark, and I took a step forward, and my shit turned into a pretzel.
Oh, that shit twisted, huh?
I mean, yeah, I didn't. The ground wasn't there when it's at my foot went in the shit.
Where'd it go?
That lean
That shit hurt my back, and I fell, put all my weight on it, and it fell, and like. Now it's like when I move it a certain way, it feels like there's something inside my foot, but I feel it's just my foot. But like now,
that's
like,
tough.
And what job wise, work wise and shit like that, I'm currently waiting to get paid. Which is a blessing in this times. Thank God. It was all a dream. But
Work on magazine.
That's how I'm doing.
So, what about you? How you doing this week?
Good, I'm good. It's cool. Going through regular shit. Getting a lot of blessings.
In abundance.
A lot of blessings, I hope the worst is not to come.
Yeah, me too.
As far as that goes. But yeah,
about you?
I'm good.
What about you, DTV?
Oh, I'm alright. I want this whole Corona shit to be over.
That's a fact.
You stuck in the house, man.
Yeah, like it's not like I went out before, really. But I at least
Had the
went
option.
out for work. I went out for work, and there you go. But
Go
here,
for a walk or
boy, I'm not. No, I'm good.
He's like,
You wanna go outside? Just go for
I'm not doing no urban hiking.
That's what you got them boots for. All-purpose boots.
oh
Man,
yeah, the multi-purpose shoes you got on.
Them all-purpose boots you got.
man.
Yo, you gotta send me a picture so I can put it up on the stream, dude.
Sorry, there ain't no foam posits or whatever like you guys fucking with.
Oh, yeah, it goes
Wow, okay, you gotta
huh?
get racist, huh?
Y'all wearing them chunky shoes.
What?
The big people shoes.
One part is
Oh,
for
chunky.
the designer as well.
For chunky word.
Designer.
It's designed by Nike.
I don't give it. Yeah, Nike designed foam posits for big people.
Well, it's a nigga. It's a sneaker. Everybody wears them.
Yeah, they build durable. You need durable shoes? There you go.
Oh yeah, when you're big.
No, some people want to say they bulletproof. I don't believe it.
until they get shot.
In the pinky toe.
Until somebody tested. But Monda, how are you?
I've been doing all right. Still been playing this Bleeding Edge. That's about like the best thing that's been going on so far. Niggas ain't hitting me back up for the security job yet. Haven't received that Trump fund. Still waiting on that. And other than that, it's the same old shit, you know. Cool. Now, I feel like this is main topics, the main event of the episode, other than the Mortal Kombat movie, of course, is what makes a game 10 out of 10 to you, and what is your 10 out of 10 game?
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is great. But I was thinking about this a couple days ago because another podcast they were talking about it. I'm like, we got no news, so let's do it. And
Jacket.
you got it. But I've seen people saying like some games have to be 10 out of 10 perfect. Like if it's not perfect, if it has any flaws, it's not 10 out of 10. Other people were saying that it has to fucking change some shit, fucking revolutionize whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, it don't. It just has to be good.
I agree.
Like Assassin, no, ain't no Assassin's Creed are perfect or good or 10 out of 10. But
I like to hear.
shut up. But I was thinking like Fallout 3. To me, that's a 10 out of 10 game, with despite all its broken ass flaws.
Okay,
Or really on PS3.
what makes that game 10 out of 10 for you?
Music, story, that whack ass combat.
That whack ass combat makes it 10 out of 10?
Yeah, to like Uncharted 3. Like to me, that's a 10 out of 10 despite them fucking up Elena's face. And she looks like a completely different character.
In every
What?
single game.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, fuck yeah.
Running theme then.
But to me, a 10 out of 10 is a game that can make you how do I put it? A game that can make you ignore its flaws.
Yeah.
No game will be perfect. That's not a thing.
Impossible.
But if you can ignore the flaws of a game because it's good, not because you got some bias, Howie, then
I know that's not true. That's not fucking true. Stop hating on. Shut up. Play Smite. Shut up.
You own all Resident Evil. I want better for you.
And you spent all your money on Smite, so shut your goofy ass up.
But you
I'm gonna
spent money on
pay.
remakes that you already played. I want better for you,
You
bro.
spent money. You spent money in the game that don't exist no more. Goofy.
On Paragon, I got my money back though.
Oh damn, I forgot about that.
Stupid ass boy.
You got me. What makes a game 10 out of 10? Let's see. What makes a game 10 out of 10? What makes 10 game 10 out of 10 for me would have to be just, it's a combination of things. If the gameplay is fun, first of all, yeah.
If it's a Resident Evil.
But it also depends on shut up, dude, you're a fucking bitch.
Alright, you wanna just restart this?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I keep that
Go
in.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna have to cut a lot of this out.
I keep that.
Like to me, a 10 out of 10 is games that make a 10 out of 10. It's multiple things. Has to be the gameplay and the story, or like how the word they're presenting has to be good for me. Has to immerse me. Like the gameplay mechanics have to match the tone like of the game, if that makes sense. Like
So would
in
you say
Resident Evil, I'm not
immersion
saying-
is important?
yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying Resident Evil is perfect, but in like Resident Evil 2, when the first time I played that game, or even still now, like everything, all the way the gameplay mechanics mesh with how the game is itself, like small corridors, like fucking you have to fucking run to do Mr. X and find them, like it's stuff like that. Like again, and the controls are good as well, not bad. Like like if the controls are shit, that's gonna take away immersion like that.
Okay, so other than RE, what other game would you say?
I mean that's actually that I consider 10 games out of 10 out of 10. The game that comes to mind for me as 10 is, I would say,
another Capcom game.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. And what specifically about that game makes it 10 out of 10 for you?
Everything about the game, dude. It's like a Wild West simulator, I guess, or not simulator, but it's more like a Wild West RPG. And I fuck with RPGs, and I fuck with like games like that. Like Gun growing up was one of my favorite games on Xbox for playing that shit. I love that game. Red Dead Redemption 1 was a great game, but specifically the way Red Dead Redemption 2 was, it's 10 out of 10. Like the way the game, how you could just ride around on your horse and then shit would pop up just randomly in the game, like like there'd be some sheriffs escorting a bandit or whatever, and depending like if you decide to kill those sheriffs and then free this person, depending if they were an asshole or not, like you get even more like bad karma for that, like towards like being a criminal side of the game, But if not, if they were actually good and innocent, you'll get good karma for it, There's cool little things like that just it makes me like when I'm playing Arthur, specifically Arthur, because not when I'm playing when you're playing John Marston, it's only so much like that they made for him when you play, like for him his interactions with the world and stuff, Whereas you're playing as Arthur, you can literally interact with anything. You can interact with you can have a conversation with characters. There are some weird interactions with characters that I haven't even got to this day yet. I know for a fact. Like the game is dope. I love it. The story, like, and the characters in that game. That's another thing. It's an open world game, but it takes its characters very seriously. Like just walking around the camp, you see, you'll find one night's walking around the camp during the day, you'll find these two people fighting or like just interactions with the characters that you won't see except for certain parts of the game, and like it's just. It's open world coupled with the care they took for its characters in the world is just fucking great to me. And the game is 10 out of 10. Despite like I understand the controls are a bit janky, but everything else is perfect about it. And that just like it's what DTV said. That's it. That's my 10 out of 10 game for me. That comes to mind. That and Witcher 3.
I fuck with that. Kassan, what about you?
My what makes a game 10 is like just like everybody else said, the immersion, fluidity of it. If it feels nice to play, if it's not like skippy, laggy, if it's easy to keep the game, like you're not doing too much side quests or shit. It's a good balance, and it keeps you interested the whole way through. And a game that I think would be 10 out of 10 is a God of War, PS4.
Okay, the new one.
I have that game when I still complete it. Like I don't know why I have not gotten around to playing
That game is amazing. It's a very.
I realized that the other day, and I was like, I should probably download that shit, right? Again.
What specifically about the game for you, like?
I was gonna say that, but you feel like you're Kratos in a sense. Obviously, you're playing as Kratos, but like, you can empathize with the character. Like you grew old. Basically, we grew up with him, so you go from young Kratos, who's a hothead, to old Kratos, who we're seeing is trying to.
She's trying to be calm and shit, She's trying to be different.
That's what I like about the game.
Over that, to me personally, 10 out of 10 game. It just has to meet everything that I enjoy, and for me that is fun gameplay. I have to be. I won't say I have to be immersed in the world, but I feel like the world has to be interesting. The characters, they have to be interesting. I have to care about the person I'm playing as and the people I'm interacting with in the game. the looks, the aesthetic of the game has to be good. It doesn't have to be super realistic, but the art style like does matter to me, definitely. And I have to feel like I was on an adventure. Like that's the reason why I play games that aren't, fighting games. I want to feel like I'm going on an adventure with this character, or like we're going on some kind of journey. And if I feel like I traveled with this character, then it makes it 10 out of 10 for me. And my 10 out of 10 game that I can think of that I've played recently was Spider-Man on PS4. A game, it had all of those. It was an adventure through.
It wasn't that,
like an adventure through New York City. You got to see it day, night. The colors, the art style was amazing. You got to play as many different costumes. Spider-Man, it was an older Peter Parker. And he still, even then, we still got to see him kind of develop as a character. You got to see Miles develop as a character. You got to see him reform relationships with Mary Jane, and it was interesting. Like, it felt alive.
Yeah.
And just to touch upon my shit, I agree too. Like, just to touch on my shit, like, Arthur Morgan is one of my favorite characters in like fiction, like right now. Like, just like, it's just so cool. You go from seeing him from starting off as just normal. He's been a career criminal, not just any career criminal. He was one of the career criminals during that time, like, in that world. And you see him going from like just giving a fuck about himself and the gang to like starting to the veil being lifted on his eyes and realizing like fuck, like I gotta start making amends for because he's about to die towards the end of the game and shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool seeing that him feel bad about, because like there was a mission later on in the game where towards the end of it, for something else, Arthur runs into someone that early on in the game he felt bad, like he had some right going on with him, with her and her daughter, or her husband, who ended up dying and shit from I guess tuberculosis. And it's fucked because like you see him, like he feels bad, and the girl's like, oh, like still just like, oh, like fuck you, get the fuck away from me and shit. Yeah. And it's just cool seeing the character develop over time, dude. Like you even see other characters in the gang develop and shit, bro. Like the game is so. And one thing that I really like to say about that immerses me in a game is the animation. Like like the context shit that you can do and how well they look. Like the things in Red Dead, like the transition from like when you're grappling someone to like when they're against a wall, like they put a lot of time into little details. There's those little details in the game that that are things that are big to me,
Yeah, the little things. And I feel like Rockstar is really good at that. The first game they tried that out with, I think, was Bully back in the day, with like little
they tried that
interactions and stuff like that, and then they've really gotten better at it.
Hell yeah, dude! It shows in the game in Red Dead 2, because you can interact with people and have. It was in Bully originally. It was just like set like things like you can talk to this guy, say something, there'll be a generic reaction, or if that person doesn't like you, or depending on the climate of the world in the game, they'll be like to talk shit, and then to get like it was really like like set things that with some unique interaction, but in Red Dead. More times than not, if you're interacting with someone, there's always going to be some interesting shit going on screen. Like in Red Dead, like you said, the world for that game was so fucking interesting, bro. Like I'd go into town one day, something else will happen. Like you rest and shit in the town, you wake up, there'd be a whole bar fight going on outside, like shit. There'd be some drunk that wants to do you, and then you're like, and it's just so many interesting things. Or you'll be walking in the town, moseying on in the town, and then this dude's about to get hanged, and you have the option to shoot the rope and free him, and then skedaddle out that bitch, or let them fucking hang. And it's cool, dude. The game is. That's my 10. Like I said, that's my 10 game for a reason.
Won't let them hang. I'm surprised you didn't say Bully as your 10 out of 10 game.
Oh yeah, Bully is because I don't know. I feel like it's more of it's fun looking back on it. It's a fun ass game because the way like that's just a good game in general. Like the same way Resident Evil 4 is good. Not like that, but like just gameplay wise, like Bully. Well, even I guess story Bully wise is cool. plays a dude that's not a bully, but he bullies the bully basically.
Yeah, still a bully.
So he's a bully. He's a bully.
Yeah,
Bully.
He's the anti-bully, I guess.
yeah. Another
Okay.
game. What?
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you guys is, what is your like guilty pleasure 10 out of 10 game? Like one game that is a 10 out of 10 for you that you know or think a lot of people may like disagree.
Darksiders 2.
Really?
You.
I thoroughly enjoy that game.
What makes it a 10 out of 10 for you?
It's cool. You get to play as death. You get to cut niggas in half and shit. You get to do execution. The game is like the game. So you know,
Are you cutting out?
I'm not viewed as such.
Just cutting out.
Now I give it. The cutscenes are kind of
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes,
But
Like-
just the raw gameplay for you though.
it's enjoyable. You can like it changed the system, the combat system from because whereas you were war is just like a big hulking muscle mass fucking juggernaut.
Just Aki.
He just like
For me,
just knocks people around, and then you go to death who's like agile. You get to do combos and shit. You get to have different weapons. It's cool. It's just cool, bro.
Like I thought it was cool too, Kason. But once you got to like the horse section of the game, it was really boring. Like it was really dragging. Like I did not want to ride this horse throughout this world.
That's another thing. Like the open world is it's open, but it's open.
Yeah,
It's slow.
it's big, but there's shit to do. Like it's just big open spots.
Yeah. And the horse is real fucking slow.
I
It is.
don't think I have a guilty pleasure because like I don't. There's not games where I would say my Resident Evils, I guess.
I was gonna say
Like-
for me, a guilty pleasure.
I'm not Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5, 10 out of 10, because that's Mercenaries mode is I really feel.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say Resident Evil 5. Yeah.
At the beginning of
I
mine.
think a lot of people shit on Resident Evil 5. They say it's like one of the worst games series. I think
Gameplay wise, it's still very much Resident Evil, just more fast paced, and I think that was the best action Resident Evil game we got. That was straight like where it deviated more from like the last one, whereas Resident Evil 4 was like I had a balance of horror with the monsters you fight and shit, and action. And Resident Evil 5, it wasn't really scary except for like while you were walking and then all these town folk was all staring at you and beating the fuck out of whatever was in that bag, which I still want to know what it was.
I
It was
disagree
a
with
dog.
that. When I first played it with my brother, the experience we had was like one I've never ever had again playing a game. And we were scared. I was a lot younger. We were scared when we played it first time, and it's like all we had was each other and these characters. Like we actually cared about seeing Chris and Sheva make it out alive, and we wanted
I know for a fact.
beat the shit out of Wesker. And I thought it was amazing seeing like all these different parts of Africa. Like you get to see different things as you go on, like again that sense of adventure. And like in terms of an action game, it was good too. The Mercenaries mode, you can play that shit now. Like you can play that shit to the end of time. That
People
mode is
still
fun as
play
fuck.
this shit. People still have there are YouTube channels online, which like, I wish I had the links for them. I'll put the bitch in, but like they still make videos and they make fun like nice ass combo videos and shit where they rack up points. Resident Evil 5 is my guilty pleasure as well because like I'll download that game and then just play it like whenever like I'm feeling it, just like and it's that game. It has been like that for over the years. Like I cop it, and then it'll be like I'm just playing Resident Evil 5. I'll pop it in, or if I just feel like just being dumb, not thinking, just I'll pop it in. This Mercenaries mode all day,
Again.
GTV.
I was about to say
What
that,
is your
yeah.
guilty pleasure?
Wait, what?
Assassin's Creed. What is your guilty pleasure game that you think is a 10 out of 10 for other people?
Assassin? No. Mass Effect 3.
I never played. I wanted to play.
I have never played it either, but I've heard nothing but bad things about that game.
That's the
Mass
never heard
Mass
nothing but bad
Effect.
things too.
Mass Effect 3 got a lot of hate because of the ending and how it kind of you have 3 different paths and they all kind of lead to the same thing, just slightly different with like slight variations here and there, but it's all basically the same. So your choices throughout the series, they matter for everything besides the ending. And that's why people didn't like it.
What's the end?
Basically everything. Either you basically like man and machine become one.
Oh, that's the thing with the Reapers?
Humans, like the whole fucking you lose basically to the Reapers, or you come in control of them, or I have to, I don't exactly remember the exact differences, but they're basically the same thing. I remember everyone was hating on it for that, and I really didn't understand why. I liked the idea that well, first the combat was great, really an improvement on on Mass Effect 2, which is a perfect game to me. That's a 10 out of 10. That's a
what game? Mass Effect Odyssey?
Mass Effect 2 Odyssey. What?
Mass Effect Odyssey.
I don't think that's a real thing. You talking
Mass
about...
Effect 2 is a great game. That's a 10 out of 10. But Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, it dumbed down some of the RPG elements, but it stepped it up in the in the actual combat, because you were in the wartime, so it felt like a war game, and it kind of ended a lot of the stories for these characters that we've been following since Mass Effect 1. So what's maybe 7 years, maybe longer than that.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, and you got to fucking actually get some closure to a lot of different things, a lot of different characters, just overall branching story. You found out more about like the Protheans, the original motherfuckers that tried to fight the Reapers, and the multiplayer was surprisingly great. I think that's one of the better multiplayers out there.
Yeah, I was talking.
I didn't even know I had a multiplayer.
Yeah, I forgot it had it.
It's fucking great. And I like in the story with the ending, I like the idea that you can't escape death. The Reapers have been doing the same thing for millions and millions of years. And I like the idea that just because you're some human, you come along with some woogly powers, you're not gonna beat them. You're still gonna lose to the fucking Reapers that have been doing this shit forever.
Isn't he like he's like part Reaper or something?
No.
Parts. He's some parts and special shit.
They're all part special.
What's the main character's name again? I forgot. Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't like that your choices didn't matter at the end. But I liked it because your choices didn't matter at the end. I liked that you couldn't escape death, that they were the force you could not get away from.
Yeah.
And it became more about. Yeah, it became more about. Like everyone's, you ever hear that saying? It's not the ending, but like the journey to it, or whatever. I'm probably saying it wrong. But that's what I got from it.
It's not how you get. It's not the destination. It's how you get to it.
Exactly. And to me, like, I love the characters in that franchise. Great stories. Like Liara, she can get it. But,
that pipe.
Oh yeah.
How did the aliens get it?
But yeah. But to me, that's a guilty pleasure 10 out of 10.
I want to have one last question for all you guys.
Well, hold on, let me change it to guilty pleasure because I just realized what it is. Resident Evil 4.
But that's a lot of people say that's a 10 out of 10 game. Not like guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure because I come back to it. Like, when I just feel like playing like a game, like I said, it's dumb, but it's more like this because I like playing the main story, just like running through it.
Guilty pleasure usually means like it's not good.
Yeah, it's like usually frowned upon.
Yeah,
that's why I said Dark Side of the
Well, I guess
don't read that game highly.
I guess Resident Evil 5 then.
But
like story.
My guilty pleasure, one of the most beloved games of all time.
Yeah,
Batman Arkham Asylum.
But I still like Resident. I never thought Resident Evil 5 was a bad game though. I always loved it. Like it's a good game. It's a good Resident Evil.
Yeah, I didn't either. But a lot of people think that's one of the worst in the series. It didn't get great reviews either.
I didn't do that good.
It's probably because the
Dark Side series, man.
it's probably because the co-op and all the shit. And like I said, it leaned more towards action more so than Resident Evil 4, where it had action, but like you're in a fucking look. I'm in a castle right now. What the fuck? Like the game is breathing with a scary atmosphere.
Okay.
Or was 5? No.
What was the question, Rondo?
One last question I want to ask all you guys, because I noticed none of you brought it up. Does replayability and game length matter towards a 10 out of 10 game?
No.
I'm gonna say no, because if I like the game, I'm gonna replay it. So it's not like I buy a game so that I can replay it. If I buy a game, it's gonna be because I like it. And if I just so happen to replay it, I just replay it. But like as far as length goes, I don't want like a game that's too long. What's a game that's like that has a lot of backtracking in it?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love them Assassin's Creed games, but to me that game is too big. It has too much shit in it. The map is a little too big. It's just like
too much time. You just feel tedious.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I'm at a point right now in the story that was like I've just stopped playing because I have to go around looking for all these things all over the map. It's like fuck off. Just tell me to go kill a guy.
And I'll go kill a guy.
I know.
What about you, Howie? What you think?
What was the question again?
Does replayability and game length matter towards a 10 out of 10 experience?
Replayability and what matter to the person experience?
Game length.
Game length. No, because it could be like a 5-6 hour game, like like Resident Evil. I'm not saying 10 out of 10, but like game length doesn't determine that. It's what you do with that game length. That really matters. Like because the game doesn't have to be necessarily like like a 10-hour long game. That's because they say it is. There could be other things you can do that make that game longer. Like Skyrim is like what, like a story mode is like what, how many hours? Like 60 hours, maybe 50 hours story mode. I'm not even. That's kind of thing too far. If you were to mainline Skyrim, how long would it take to beat it?
Just if you just only did
5 hours?
main quests, yeah, like 5 hours, 6 hours.
Exactly, but doing everything else in the game, that's over like over like 100 hours mostly, or 80 hours. Like like game length doesn't have anything to do with 10 hours.
You just said game length though.
It doesn't have anything to do with being 10 out of 10.
So what point are you trying to make here with Skyrim?
A game like Pandora.
Like I said, it's what you do. It's what you do with the game that makes it 10 out of 10. And when I say what you do with the game, that means coming from the developer side, or like how they make the game, and someone's experience with the game. Like what they can do with that time with the shit that's given to them that makes it 10 out of 10.
So you're saying if they can make it longer?
Yeah.
That's still length.
Yeah, it's length.
Or no, like Resident Evil 2, it's a 6-hour game, 7-hour game, but like there's other shit that you're doing in it that makes it longer than that.
So you feel like what you're doing?
I don't think he gets the question.
Yeah, I'm saying this game length, like
Howie, look at Uncharted. Those are pretty short games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The length doesn't seem to matter in those though.
It don't, because like I said, it's what they do with it. Like the game is beautiful. It's a beautiful ass game.
Howie, listen. We're saying that does the length of a game, the time in which you have to beat it, you have to play it to beat it, does that matter to you?
Howie, say it's a 5-hour game. That's it.
Does that matter to you if it's 5 hours or if it's 10?
But like I said, not the length, but it's just you're doing it. That's it.
So length doesn't matter.
Okay.
No.
I feel like game length and replayability don't matter in most cases, but if I want a 10 out of 10 fighting game then I think replayability is probably one of the most important categories.
Oh yeah.
For certain genres of games, replayability is very important.
I don't think that because replayability, I don't think that factors into multiplayer game.
I would say so. You're replaying it.
I know, but that's just the game itself.
That's different.
Yeah, I know. I'd associate replayability with single player games. Would you want to replay what you've already done? With multiplayer games, you're going through. You may be. I don't know. Like every match in multiplayer is different, but every level of Uncharted will be the same thing. You're not having a different experience.
Well, the reason the Call of Duty story over again, like, why would you want to go back and replay the story?
Or like, I like playing Resident Evil or just games. Certain games are like Red Dead. I like playing that shit from the story, from the beginning of the story. When like
those are multiplayer games. Like,
not really.
Fighting game is a multiplayer.
When I like.
Resident Evil and Red Dead aren't fucking fighting games. Like that's what I'm saying.
Are multiplayer focused games.
So you guys wouldn't count multiplayer as replayability?
No.
Because I feel like you still are replaying the game over and over again. It may not be like the single
it's a different
player
type though.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not replaying the story. That's what you mean by replayability.
Yeah, I'm not categorizing into a specific topic. I'm just saying replayability in total. Like, will you play the game again?
I think replayability with multiplayer games is a given.
Yeah.
If you don't want to replay a multiplayer game, that's just a bad game.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Replayability matters for games like that because.
But a game like an Uncharted not having replayability doesn't make it a bad.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's relative to the certain genre that you're playing. Like, if you're playing a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, or if you're playing any fighting game, if it doesn't have something that makes you want to come back and keep playing it, then it's not going to be a 10 out of 10 game. But something like Uncharted, even though Uncharted does have multiplayer, I don't feel like most people even like really like. I'm pretty sure they factor it in, but they don't really strongly consider the multiplayer when they're like rating that.
I don't.
Uncharted.
I said Uncharted 3 is a 10 out of 10. I've replayed the fuck out of that game. I hate the multiplayer.
Yeah, like you would think it's a 10 out of 10, but with other games like fighting games, the opposite. Like all the single player is nice, or single player stuff is cool, but you really care about the multiplayer. That's really what you're rating.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, I get what you're saying, but to me, multiplayer games and fighting games, I wouldn't count that as replayability. I understand why you're saying it. Personally, I wouldn't.
Yeah, me either.
Just because when I think of replayability, I think of could a game have New Game Plus?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like in that way, like if you would,
and like fighting games,
single player experience,
like fighting games. The whole purpose of them is the multiplayer, not the single player.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The replayability in that is one of the most important factors of the game. When they develop a fighting game or like a multiplayer game, they have to think about people playing it, like coming back and playing it over. And you're not gonna think a fighting game or a multiplayer game is good unless it keeps. And that's why I said like I factor that in fighting games. But if I'm playing a single player game like Skyrim something or Uncharted that has a multiplayer mode, I don't really care about replayability because that's not what I'm here for. But that was our thoughts.
Should we?
I was waiting for you to end it.
That was interesting. I thought a little interesting conversation we had going on right there.
I like that. That was our thoughts. Let us know what you think in the comments. What's your 10 out of 10 game? What's your guilty pleasure 10 out of 10 game? And does replayability and length matter to you? It's been episode 6 of the Player Master Podcast. I'm JJ Mondo. I was joined again today by Howie.
We was popping. I promise next episode's gonna be better.
DTV.
See ya.
And Kasson.
Red Paragon. Yeah.
Hashtag fuck the mobile community.
Fuck mobiles too.
We'll catch y'all later.
See ya.
Don't play Dead or Alive.
Peace.